Hey guys, it's Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Chaos Child. You cannot bite the back of my head, bird. You're rude. What are you doing? You being good today? I know. I walked over. I was trying to talk to you, and I scared you away from your toy. I didn't mean to. He's being good today. See, every once in a while he's fucking good. It's just sometimes he's an asshole, and he gets put in the other room. Look, that's only happened 2 times. We were recording both times. Most of the time he's... Alright, stop. I just said you were being good. Anyway. We left off where Karusu was about to spill the beans. Lord knows about what anyway. Are you okay? Are you playing? It just sounded like, oh, he's playing with a bell. He's actually playing with the toy. I just heard a thunk and I'm like, did you just fall? No. You're actually playing with the toy? Aside from a mirror? That's weird. All right. Anyway. I just said you were being good. Continue being good, please. None? Sarika, you said you saw information about a girl named Senri Minamisawa in that hospital basement, right? Okay, here we go. Yeah? Look. It was the picture Nono had been looking at a moment ago. There was Nono Kurusu, Masashi Kawahara, and one more child. Oh, look at him. None. This is... Yeah, she looked older than that, but... We snuck in... Did we sneak in after the earthquake, maybe? But I swear... Kunasato said they weren't doing experiments after the earthquake. But, like, maybe they were. If we snuck in with Sarika after the earthquake, you know what I mean? Anyway. Because she looked older than that in the thing. Alright, let's take another look at what we know about these sumo stickers. These stickers first started to appear around the city in 2007. We don't know who put them up or why. It's said they were simply a prank or that they had some kind of spiritual or religious significance, but neither of these theories are anything more than rumors. Ahem. Please stop. Thank you. But the majority opinion online is the reason these stickers have been appearing in such large numbers lately is that they contain some sort of message. See, that's nice. You could be nice. He was so happily talking, and I went over to talk to him, and that was a big mistake. We'll ask our guest who is familiar with youth subculture. Here, too. It's eerie that we don't know who's doing it or why. And here. When you look at the design of the stickers themselves, every channel I looked at was talking about the sumo stickers. The world was talking about the sumo stickers a lot more than I expected them to. Everyone was getting excited over old news and old theories. But none of them had reached the same conclusion I had yet. Well, of course they hadn't. It was way too far-fetched. But a while ago I'd been confident. I'd been sure of my theory. And Kunasato and Arimura had confirmed it. But I didn't believe in it anymore. Or more specifically, I didn't want to believe it. I have to sneeze. Yeah, I came out of nowhere. Because if those powers existed, it meant that I might be a victim too. I might eat my own hand, or rip open my stomach and shove a speaker inside, or have my head ripped off, or my stomach filled with pieces of paper with faces on them. You right? You kind of overshot there, didn't you? Like, you flew around the cage and you kind of missed. You're not the brightest crayon. I might meet the same end as all the others. A sliced arm. A bloody stomach. A severed head falling off its neck. Ahem! Please stop. Stop. You've been good all day. Don't start that shit. Yes, I know. I know. You have been good all day. I'm gonna need you to go back and play with your mirror. Eyes that wept blood. Please, I don't want to look at it. A wide open mouth. The sumo sticker's pouring out of it. Okay, why does this one we have to stay on the longest? Ugh. If that happened to me. No. No, 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 no. No way. I don't want that. No. Do I just have to stand over here? I'm going to stand over here by you, because you're clearly an asshole. All right, we're just going to wait over here. Don't you be nasty and bite. You're a jerk. I was coming over here because you clearly want me to stand here and stare at you. Nasty little dick bird. Let's take another look at them. These are what people call sumo stickers. Let's not. Ah! A close-up of the sumo sticker appeared on the screen as the announcer spoke. Stop, bird. You can't bury under my fucking headset. You're both being assholes right now. Ugh! In the instant I saw it, I leapt up from my chair, hallucinating that all the nightmares I'd seen so far were real booting and attacking me. I closed my eyes so that I couldn't see the sticker. One theory says that a student at a design school started putting them up as a form of creative expression, but whatever the reason, it's been nothing but a huge nuisance ever since. Good, you go play with him. You gonna be good birdies and play together? That's what he wants, so thank you. I missed that part, sorry. I fearfully opened my eyes and tried to catch my breath. The sticker on the screen was still staring at me with its creepy face, but nothing had happened to me. That's a fake. I'd seen the 11th Rorschach image in the basement of that hospital, and that was the real sumo sticker, and it had a terrifying effect on me. Many of the stickers that were showing up around town were fakes, put up by people hoping to be part of the latest fad. They had no effect on me at all. They had no effect at all on me, that's what it said, okay? I was like, wait, what? Don't scare me like that, damn it! What's wrong? Ugh! I'd finally calmed down, so when I suddenly heard a loud voice next to me, I jumped up again. Are you okay, Taku? Huh? I recognized the voice, but I still fearfully turned around. Hey, what happened? Wait, Onoe? I suddenly felt so tired that I almost dropped straight to the ground, but managed to stop myself. What the hell are you doing? That's what I want to know. You screamed so loud that everyone outside could hear you. All the neighbors are scared for you. I was doing voice training. Really? Sarika looked at me, worried. But Taku, you're so pale. And you're sweating badly. Sarika took a handkerchief out of her pocket and tried to wipe away my sweat. It's fine, I'll do it myself. I grabbed the handkerchiefs from her and scrubbed the sweat off my forehead. God, I can't read. Oh, I'll wash this and give it back to you tomorrow. You don't need to worry about it. I don't think your sweat is especially dirty or anything. You should. So anyway, what do you want at this hour? I put the handkerchief in my pocket. Her face took on a much more serious expression than usual as she slowly began to talk. I want you to listen to what Nan has to say. Kurusu? Right now? She said you could come tomorrow after school's over. But I think she actually wants to talk to you right now. Is it that important? Yeah, I could tell you, but Nan says she wants to tell you herself. I see. Sarika never took anything this seriously. It must have been something important. Okay, I'll go over there now. Okay, that's my Taku. You're always so nice. She grinned and giggled a little, then grabbed the handkerchief out of my pocket. Oh. Don't worry. I'm just going to enjoy the smell of your sweat. Don't. See you tomorrow. And she does. She's sniffing it outside like a weirdo. She squeezed her Gyarados froggy strap to say goodbye, then spun around and left the RV. She's secretly been pining for us all these years. Sheesh. I watched her go until she was out of the park. Caduceus wanted to talk about something important. As soon as she was gone, I tried to think. What could she want? It should have something to do with what happened. The idea scared me a little, so I got ready as soon as I could and left the RV. I hurried down the usual route I took to the Albo dorm, but... Uh-oh, what's happening? Something was different. Something wasn't the same as it had been before. Something was wrong. I'd just come by this path on the way home from school, but... So what was this strange, dissonant feeling? It's the real one. The real ones. The walls, the fence, the streetlights. Stickers were staring at me from all directions. And all of them were real. Not one of them was fake. It was that eerie 11th Rorschach image. Ugh. The scenery in front of me suddenly warped and twisted. I felt the mountain view I just drank coming back up my throat, and I tried my best to keep it down. No, don't look at me. Don't look at me. I'm not a psychic. There's no reason for you to come after me. No, even if Arimura and Kunisada were right, and I did have some kind of power, it was only a tiny little power which I couldn't master and wasn't even good for anything. Actually, telekinesis or psychokinesis would be good for a lot of shit. Be like, I don't feel like getting up. Boop, boop, boop. I need to turn the light on. Just flip it on. Oh my god, Bird, what the fuck? You can't just fly over and scare me like that. So there's no point in coming after me. Leave me alone. The baby crying part. I heard a strange voice from somewhere. Like a cat in heat. No, this was... The baby crying creeps me out the most. It was the sound of a baby crying? But I doubted there were any babies in this park. So what was that voice? And then all the stickers that were staring at me smiled. And then slowly, their eyes gross, opened. I mean, I feel that. No! No, 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 no! I ran as fast as I could, not caring where I went. I just needed to escape from the 11th Rorschach somehow. But... no matter where I went... no matter where I went... I mean, they're creepy. Here. And here. He's like, oh, it's because I'm wearing the sticker on my forehead. Whoops. And here. No, not Crocs. There were so many of them. Were there really this many sumo stickers in Shibuya? How did I never notice? Stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it, please! Oh, the baby giggly thing. Oh, gross. No matter where I went, it was like they were following me as a childlike giggle. Creepy. Ugh. It's the creepy sounds. Ugh, I don't like it. I had no idea how long I'd been running from the phantoms of the sumo stickers. No matter where I ran, the whole city of Shibuya was covered in sumo stickers. And each time I saw one, I felt sick, dizzy, as if I was going to throw up. Add to that the exhaustion from running, and I was barely able to stand. Ugh. Just when I'd reached the conclusion that there was nowhere left in Shibuya for me to rest anymore, I saw a silhouette crouched in an alley. It was a person clutching their arms to their tiny body. It looked like a stray cat. It was so different from the girl I was used to that at first I thought I must be mistaken. Oh, that's an eye. When she looked up, I saw that it was her. Arimura? Miyashiro? What are you doing here? I don't feel good because of those. Arimura pointed behind her but didn't turn around. But that was enough to tell me what she was pointing at. The sumo stickers. I see. You too, huh? Huh? You look terrible. You can't bear to look at them, can you? No, I didn't want to admit it. If I admitted it, that would mean that I had a special power like Arimura and that my life would be in danger. And that would mean that instead of me going after the case would be coming after me. Is it just me, or are there more of them all of a sudden? Arimura's voice was so soft that it was hard to hear her. They're talking about it on the TV a lot right now, so I'm sure all the wrong-siders are sticking them up everywhere. And not just the fakes, the real stickers too! It's really annoying. That's right. I think people like that are gonna get sick of it soon, though. You know what we can do? We should just tell our friends, you should go stick over the real ones, fake ones. Yeah. I hope so. Anyway, let's go to Aoba Clinic. That's the care facility where Kurusu and I grew up. There's an exam room there, so even if you're not feeling well, you can get some rest. Right. I'm sorry. Can you stand? I can stand on my own. She forced herself to smile, then ignored my outstretched hand and stood up on her own. Getting to Aoba Dorm was a miserable experience. I could feel the influence of the sumo stickers increasing with every step I took. Are you okay? Yes. Or so she said, but she didn't look good. And I wasn't in a position to be worrying about anyone else either. Hurry, just get to Aoba Dorm. That was the one thought that drove me forward. But, suddenly... Oh, she appeared before us. A woman. It was a woman with a strange presence. A woman or a girl? If we'd been on one of Shibuya's typically crowded streets, I doubt I would have ever noticed her. But on this empty street, she was impossible to miss. Her long hair covered most of her face. And with the street light to her back, I couldn't read her expression at all. But I could see the strange, hungry light that shone from her eyes through the thick hair that otherwise concealed her features. It was a dark light, one that somehow brought a deeper blackness, not illumination. Miyashiro! Arimura's voice was shaking. She'd realized how strange the woman was, too. And then... my eyes met hers. The next instant... she laughed, or so it seemed to me. Her laugh was empty, but at the same time, somehow satisfied. It was a laugh like evil itself, and it was like nothing I'd ever heard before in my life. And then in a raspy, unpleasant voice, she spoke. I found you. I kind of have a raspy voice, so it's perfect. I can do this. This girl is bad news. Alarm bells went off in my mind. Bad. This is bad. Bad, 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 bad. My knees started to buckle. My instincts told me that she was dangerous. Arimura was staring at the woman, not moving a muscle. No, she probably couldn't have moved even if she had wanted to. It was like we were paralyzed. That woman, she's... Arimura barely got out the words. I think she's a psychic. A psychic? I didn't want to admit it, but just looking at the woman in front of me was enough to dash all my hopes. Psychics are real. This woman, her very existence was enough to make me believe. Arimura, what is it? What's her power? I didn't know about any of the Gigalomaniac's powers besides Arimura's. But from what I'd seen so far, some of them were a lot more dangerous than the ability to... tell when someone was telling the truth. Oh, okay. There had to be more types. For instance, ones that could be used as weapons. And there was no doubt in my mind that this woman had that sort of power. Damn it. If I'd known this was going to happen, I would have done more research. It didn't matter whether I believed it or not. How could I not have the information I needed at a time like this? You playing toys? You don't... Be careful. Arimura! I don't know either. It could be telepathy, it could be precognition, it could be clairvoyance, but... Arimura's eyes were fixed on a single point. She probably couldn't look away. I think her power is more dangerous. Her power is something that could hurt people. Whisper, whisper, whisper. The woman started walking sluggishly toward us. Slowly. Slowly. I finally realized that the reason she seemed to be off balance as she walked was that she was dragging one leg. Maybe she'd injured it, or maybe it had never worked right. She approached us one step at a time, as if enjoying our fear. She has your phone. I found your phone. She took another step. A horrible smile was frozen on her face. Her eyes were looking straight at us as if she didn't want to let her prey escape. It's probably going to be something like, I found your phone. Have a nice night. And she leaves. I have to get out of here. But my body wouldn't move. My body had turned to stone as if I'd been stared at by Medusa. And then suddenly the wind blew. The woman's long hair flew up, and I could see just a little of her face. Arimura gasped. The woman had been terribly burnt. Her face was covered in horrible burn scars. She looks horrifying. Her smile disappeared from her face. Instead, it was replaced by rage. There was nothing there but burning rage and the color of anger. She slowly brought her hands up, and then pushed them out towards us. She's the one starting the fires. That makes sense, actually, having pyrokinesis or whatever. Is that what it is? But, like, it makes sense that she's the one burning all this stuff. Because she's all enraged and like, yeah, okay. Miyashiro! Arimura screamed and pulled at my hand as hard as she could. Ugh! A pillar of flames sprung up right where I was standing. There was a blast of heat and the awful stink of burning asphalt. A burning pain ran down through my cheek as the heat struck it. What was that? Pyrokinesis! I was right. You know, pyro, but like the kinesis part. It's not that. Pyrokinetics. She waved her arm, and the next moment, the space in front of me was a sea of crimson flames. Arimura and I tried our best to get away from the fire. Pyrokinesis! I knew that meant the ability to create fire. If I remembered right, it was a word created by a famous novelist. All over the world, there were historical records of unexplained fires breaking out for no clear reason. Spontaneous human combustion. I was not reading that. I was literally just saying, it's like, music fires breaking out nowhere. It's spontaneous human combustion, and that's literally the next line. Wow. Spontaneous human combustion, where a human body would suddenly burst into flame, was one form those incidents took. Of course, spontaneous human combustion was considered pseudoscience, as most scientists believe those incidents are actually caused by static electricity or EM waves. And now real pyrokinesis was happening right in front of me. Yashiro, why are you just standing there? Huh? The next thing I knew, the woman was stretching her hands out toward me. This has been a rough evening. Yeah! I rolled along the ground with Arimura. Almost at the exact same moment, the fire exploded outward. It's funny because if this is Senri, it would make sense. Like, she was missing, she was the one in the thing, or maybe she had a twin sister. Or a sister, and this is her. Because, like, they show a girl in the intro that's got, like, pink hair, but she's not, like, doesn't have burn scars or anything. You know what I mean? She doesn't look crazy in the eyes like this girl does. So, it's kind of interesting. The smell of burning hair stung my nostrils. Oh no, my hair! There's no time to worry about that! Run! We kept moving away, only barely dodging the burning flames. Pillar after pillar of fire appeared behind us. It looked like the flames had spread to a bike and some garbage that were lying by the roadside, but I didn't have time to check. The woman was getting closer, dragging her leg as she walked. Hold on. Sorry, I had a dry spot in my throat. Arimura! I tried to grab her hand and run, but... Are we gonna die here? I mean, you don't know what happens in the normal... No, we have 11 chapters. I think. I'm pretty sure we don't accidentally get into a route. I'm pretty sure you go through and then there's kind of like a... Okay, you just did the common shit, and now you gotta go back through and choose choices to get a route. I'm not sure, though. I don't know. Yeah! Oh, I hit the wrong button. A fire appeared right in front of us, and as we tried to dodge it, we both lost our balance and fell to the ground. The planter next to us was on fire. I looked up as the footsteps got closer and saw that the woman was right on top of us. She's gonna kill us. This is where your power needs to kick in. Oh my god, hold on. I just got really dry, like my throat is dry and scratchy and I need to cough. I don't know. We need to use our powers to, like, knock her out with a bike. She's going to kill us. That was what was going through my mind as I lay there, frozen in terror. This wasn't an anime or a movie. This was reality. Pain from where I'd hit my leg when I fell. Pain from the burns. All these flames. The smell of melted asphalt. It was all real. Kunisado had said that Gigalomaniac's power came from delusions. And not just any delusions. Not just any delusions! These delusions affected the brains of others, and through being shared, they became reality. The delusions of the Gigalomaniacs and the shared reality they create are capable of altering the physical world itself. And that's what makes them so dangerous. He's like, this isn't real, this isn't real. Yes, and because of that, impossible pyrokinesis was happening right in front of me. And that power was going to kill me and Arimura. Delusional flames would become reality, and in that reality, we're going to be burnt to death. I'm just assuming she's laughing like that. Like, she is... Wow. They did a number on her. The woman slowly pointed her hand towards us. Maybe I was imagining it, but the air around me seemed to grow hotter. No. I don't want to die. I don't want to be roasted to death by these flames. No. I don't want to die. No, 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 no! I still don't want to die. A bigger spiral of flame than any we'd seen before appeared before us. But at the same time... Is that our fucking sword? Did we get a sword? Something strange appeared in the corner of my eye. We got a sword and we're gonna fight pyrokinesis with it. Awesome. Frighteningly sharp. But frighteningly fragile. Infinite and finite. Infinite and finite. It's infinite, but you don't say finite. But you don't say infinite. It's really weird. And it's weird when you have to say it in a sentence like that. Phantasmal and real. Like all the ugliness and beauty in the world had been compressed into one object. We Magic Boy now. It was a dye sword. It's pretty interesting. It kind of like, there's an eye in it, which is a little odd, but it kind of looks like an eagle or some shit. Or like a stork or a crane, you know what I mean? Like it kind of has a bird, like the eye and the cheek area, and then the sword point is the beak. It's very bird-like. I approve. It was clearly a different shape than Arimura's, but still I could see it. But since I didn't know how to draw it, I just desperately struck the woman with every delusion I could muster. I imagined the sword slicing through her flames. We used our power when we needed it, and flung that image at her with my imagination. The burning fangs that threatened to engulf the two of us exploded. And then the fire danced like a snake. It flew in a straight line toward the woman who had created it. This is some pretty cool shit. This game just gets weirder, but I love it. The fire turned into a spiral that leapt at her. She fell over in shock. Miyashiro, what was that? Was that my power? It is. We're standing there with our magic hand. Well, I hadn't been looking. The dye sword had vanished from my vision. Let's get out of here! Artemura suddenly fell silent. What? She's like, you're growing like a magical girl. I turned to see what she was looking at. Was it me or was it someone else? As the air rippled from the smoke and heat of the flames. The woman slowly stood up. I thought it was going to be someone else behind us and we were going to be like, oh, it wasn't me. I thought I did something cool and I didn't. That would have been such a cock block. The game you would have been like, oh, cool, we finally came into our power and we can use it to be like, it's fucking Kurusu standing there like, don't fuck with my shit, yo. And then you're like, oh, I thought it was me. No, sweetie, you're too weak. I gasped at the color of her eyes. The fire that had been there a moment ago was gone. The light that burned with hatred was gone. There was only ice. Her eyes were ice, frozen, emotionless, and piercing. Artemura and I couldn't move. Again, time to run. Slowly, slowly, with an unsteady rhythm, the woman approached us. Why did her approaching sound like that knocking? It's her peg leg. And then stopped a few steps away. Smoke was rising off a garbage bin behind us. The planter by her side was making crackling noises from the heat. She's going to be like, cool, I'm just so glad, because, like, only worthy people I'm not going to kill, so, like, we're friends now. What? There was nowhere to run before us, behind us, or anywhere else. I couldn't even hear the bustle of the town, but the beating of my heart sounded even louder. The sound of my saliva running down my throat, the sound of my breathing, the sound of my blood flowing. All of those sounds offered proof that I was still alive. But soon they'd be gone. They would all disappear inside the burning flames. No. No. My legs shook. My eyes blurred with tears. Please, no. I don't want to die yet. I could barely speak. But the woman's expression didn't change. Not even a little. What did she say? And she raised her hand toward me. I closed my eyes. I was going to not die, obviously, but it's still like, what is she doing? You're like, I know we're not going to die, but like the tension, you're like, what the fuck is happening? Anyway. Huh? I slowly opened my eyes, and then the woman was gone. Was I saved? All the strength drained from my body and I collapsed to the ground. I thought I was a goner. I thought she would kill me for sure. No, until a moment ago, she was definitely going to kill me. I could tell from her eyes. They were cold, without a trace of doubt, uncertainty, or hesitation. So why had she suddenly disappeared? Artemura? I looked up and saw that Artemura was standing there, staring at the spot where the woman had disappeared. Miyashiro... What is it, Artemura? Is there something else? No, that's not it. It's just... I'm too scared to move. Is this it? I think we should be safe here. After the attack by the pyrokinetic woman, I'd finally fled with Arimura to Aoba dorm. I could probably get treatment for my burns here. It's closed, huh? The front door was locked. I've been so busy running that I'd forgotten how late it was. I hope the key's still where it was. I'd been given a key to the dorm, but I didn't usually carry it on me. But when I'd lived here, there was a spare key hidden on the grounds. I decided to look for it. And there it is. Fortunately, the key was right where I remembered it. Part of me thought it wasn't a good idea to leave it in the same place all the time, but today I was grateful. You can sit there. As I went into the exam room, Arimura still stood hesitantly by the entrance. I motioned for her to sit in the exam chair. Your wounds... Don't worry, I can take care of this myself. I see. Good. I got a little used to it, but I still didn't like the idea of touching her skin. Oh, you can use this as disinfectant. I got some medicine, some cotton wool, and some adhesive bandages off the shelf and handed them to her. Since this was a clinic, a lot of the medicines were for use by professionals, but they were labeled in clearly written Japanese, so there was no way I could screw them up. Every time a new drug came in, it was Kurusu's job to make the label and stick it on. She always said that if she didn't, Yui, Yuto, and I might take some by accident. She'd always been the type to worry about things like that. I'd always been told to make sure to straighten my shoes up when I took them off, or not to put my socks in the laundry inside out. You know what? I'm just gonna not lie. Putting your socks in the laundry inside out is a pain in the ass for future you who has to fucking unfold them all. And then you're like, God damn it! I trained myself to do that. Because I used to just take them off, throw them in the laundry, and then I do the laundry, and then you're like, ugh. Now I gotta take them all right side out and put them together. And I was like, goddamn past me! You're making a problem for future me, and I hate it. So now I take them off and put them in the laundry right side out. So then when I do them, I can just put them in and I don't have to worry about it. So I'm just saying, it's simple things in life, man. She made me help with a lot of the cooking, too, didn't she? Wait, why am I thinking about that now? I shook my head, shocked that I was thinking about those things when something much more important was going on. It's the little things. Is this where you live with Kurusu and the others? The disinfectant must have stung because she was wincing. I used to, until a little while ago. And then where do you live now? Now, I live by myself in another place. You live by yourself? Huh. I'm jealous. Yeah, I guess. What about you? I hadn't really meant anything by it. It was just where the conversation was leading. Do you want to know? Oh, no, if you don't want to tell me, it's fine. I don't mind. I live with some relatives. My family lives kind of far away. I see. If she was jealous of me living alone, did that mean she wasn't getting along with her relatives? Oh, just so you know, I'm not being abused by my relatives or anything like that, okay? Huh? No, I just didn't want you to get the wrong idea. I didn't... So you did, huh? That's right. She had that power. Having her know if I was telling the truth or not made things difficult. But it was probably difficult for Arimura herself to know what someone was really thinking, whether she wanted to or not. That sort of explained how she acted at school. Unless she kept things on a superficial level, acting like a goofball and telling jokes, she'd know what everyone really felt and it would crush her. Yeah, I mean, that's true. Okay, all done. Your turn. Oh, okay. Since Arimura seemed to have finished, I sat down in a chair to take care of my own injuries. And at the same time, the door in the back softly opened. Who's there? Takuru? Oh. She's like, what are you guys doing in here half naked? I'm just kidding. Or at least we're wearing our clothes. We didn't like, oh my god, you got a burn on your arm. Take your shirt off. Just so it could be misconstrued. That would exactly what would happen in like an anime or anything. Total misconstrued. Like, oh no. I hope that Kurusu would be asleep. No, I'd actually come here to talk to her about something important. But after the pyrokinetics attack, I decided against it. If she saw me injured like this, she would have worried, so I planned to talk to her tomorrow instead. I heard a noise, so I came down to check. What are you doing here at this hour? And then she realized that there was another girl in the room. Huh? Arimura? Uh, hi. Are you bringing girls here to fool around in the fucking exam room, Takuru? I wish. I mean, what? This isn't what it looks like. I wasn't out on some kind of weird late-night date with her, and then we got into a big fight where both of us got hurt. But before I could say something, which would probably only make her more suspicious, Kurusu saw us both and went pale. You're both hurt. I knew this was coming. Her own injury hadn't healed yet, so when I saw how worried she looked, it prickled at my heart. Give those to me. Huh? You need someone to treat those injuries, right? Give me the medicine. Oh. Producer grabbed the medicines I was carrying and started to patch me up. No, we're fine. I already did it myself. You have to do it correctly. What if it leaves a scar behind? But... No buts, understood? Okay? Kurusu's no-nonsense attitude was enough to overwhelm even Arimura. She sat still and let Kurusu do whatever she wanted. Once she was finished, she started on me. So what happened? Oh, what was I supposed to tell her? I should probably try to find a way to say it that won't scare her. We were attacked. That's way too blunt, Arimura! Arimura came straight out and told her while I was hesitating. Attacked? That's right, by a psychic with a power to control fire. Kurusu's expression started to cloud over. Come on, Arimura, shut up! I glared at her, but Arimura just shook her head. At times like this, if you try to hide things, it just makes it sound like you're lying. You'll only make them worry more. Huh? And anyway, even without my power, it's easy to tell when you're lying, Miyashiro. Arimura's right. Tell me the truth, okay? We were attacked by a pyrokinetic woman who was flinging fire at us, trying to kill us. I guess I didn't have a choice. What she said. I told Kurusu what had just happened, carefully choosing my words so as not to scare her. While they spoke, I had flashbacks to the terror I'd felt during the attack, and my voice started to shake, but I couldn't help that. So we don't know why either, but she was definitely after us. Everything I said sounded unrealistic, even to me, but Kurusu intently listened to every word. She's already been told about the psychics from Onoe, so she just sat there and listened. Miyashiro? Arimura suddenly looked at me and spoke. Can you see that? Huh? Only then did I realize. I'd been so busy talking that I hadn't noticed, but something had appeared in the corner of my vision. That's... When I remembered the terror I'd felt during the attack, had it brought this back as well? There was no mistaking it. A dye sword. I whispered the words myself and tried to visualize it more clearly. And then... There it is. The hazy, indistinct image began to take shape. It's pretty fucking cool, I'm not gonna lie. I reached out my hand toward the bizarre object. But... what's going on? For some reason, I couldn't touch it. Takuru, what are you doing? There's a sword here. A sword? I figure you've learned how to manifest your own dye sword now, Arimura said. My own? That's right. That's your dye sword. My dye sword? Why was Nono saying that? An illusory sword that could only be seen with the power to make delusions real. And that I'm a psychic after all? That's what I've been telling you this whole time. And then that woman was after me? I think so. Of course, it's possible she was after me, too. Ugh. What I'd been afraid of had become real. That woman, her eyes, her appearance, and her flames. The burn marks on our bodies told me that this wasn't a dream. It was real. At this rate, I'd be killed, like the victims in Don't Look at Me and Revolving Dead. Why? Why was this happening to me? It seems like somebody, okay, she's causing all the fires around. But the thing is like somebody else is making people like do all this other shit. So it's got to, so it has to be, well, no, didn't, didn't, I, I was just going to say like, it's got to be like a psychic that's making everyone do this. Like, right? Kind of like she's got psychic powers and she was trying to kill us, but she's not the main killer because otherwise everyone would just burst into flames, you know? But then I was like, well, maybe it's somebody who can control your mind and make you do stuff. But didn't Shinjo and Kunisada, weren't they talking about that? And Kunisada was like, no, that's not it. Or was that when there was a point, I swear she said something like, no, it's not. Like, it's not another. Like, it might have been before the psychic thing came up. But it was like when she was talking to Shinjo or something, I thought, and she said something about, like, they were talking about the killer or whatever, and the killer was like them or something. It might have been around the part where, I'm trying to remember the word she used, but it was like, that's when she was like, when she kind of basically admitted she hates people with powers before we knew about the powers. You know, she was like Arimura and her ilk or whatever. You know, I want to catch this person, but I'd probably off them too or whatever. But I thought it was like around then when it was like, I don't know. I don't know why I get the feeling that we learned somewhere along the way that the person doing this isn't also a psychic. But maybe they are. You know what I mean? Because it would make sense if they were, because like this bitch is trying to like kill us with fire. Kill it with fire! But it's not her. She's not the person doing it because otherwise. But it would make sense if it was a psychic person. But I swear there was somewhere where it was like, no, this person isn't like them that's doing it. That's killing everyone. And I thought it was something that Kunasato said. But I can't quite remember. So anyway. Arimura? Kurusu suddenly interrupted our conversation. What is it?
Can you tell me everything you know?
Huh? Why?
I'm gonna find out who's behind these murders and why they're doing this.
Ah, that's what we wanted to do and you told me not to! What? Also, you kept telling me I wasn't special, and I am. And now I'm gonna get murdered for it. Great, never mind. Stunned, I leaned in towards Kurusu. You told me so many times not to get involved.
But it's too late for that now, right? There's a chance they might come after the two of you, isn't there?
Kurusu? I noticed earlier that something seemed a little strange about Kurusu. She told me so many times not to get involved in anything dangerous that I was sure when I told her what had happened tonight, she'd freak out.
She's like, I didn't want you to get hurt, but like now that the possibility's out there, I'm gonna go kick some fucking ass.
This might be her turning point where we're like, no, I'm gonna start to like her. You know? She was always just doing what she was doing to try to protect us and out of her own fear and everything. I get it. But like, it was annoying. But like, now this is the point where she could turn and be like,
they hurt people I love. I'm gonna fucking kill them.
And then this is where all of a sudden you're like, now she gets awesome. Or she could still be annoying. Who knows? I don't know. That's why even when I'd fled here, I still hadn't wanted to see her. And after I told her, instead of looking angry or raising her voice, her expression was firm and resolved.
Listen, Takuru. Sarika may have told you, but there's something I wanted to talk to you about.
Oh, yeah.
There's actually something I haven't told you.
Something you haven't told me? I felt a sudden pain in my heart. Like, again? Didn't we talk about this shit? Her words reminded me of last time, when I was told that my parents were murdered. When I'd found out that the family rule at the Aoba dorm, that nobody kept secrets, didn't apply to me, just everyone else. When I found out I was the one person who was different from the rest of my family. And I knew Kurusu remembered it too. She'd almost brought herself to the verge of saying something, but her memories came back and stopped her. She kept opening and closing her mouth, only to finally fall silent. I almost never saw her like this. Kurusu, don't worry about me. Huh? I balled my hands tightly into fists as if I was trying to tell this to myself, too. I'm not who I was anymore, probably. So tell me,
Takuru,
was I just imagining things, or did Kurusu's eyes get a little wet? I couldn't bear to look at her, so I continued. Anyway, I need to hear what it is you haven't told me. Otherwise, I won't know what's going on.
you're right. Yeah, I'm sorry.
And then she slowly started to speak. And this is what she said.
I'm involved with this case too.
I never even expected that. Kurusu was involved in the case? What did she mean?
That hospital you snuck into earlier.
AH Tokyo General Hospital?
Yes, that basement. I knew about it.
Huh? I couldn't believe what I was hearing. It was so sudden and surprising that I couldn't even follow it. The basement under AH Tokyo General Hospital. She knew about that terrifying place? Why? How? This is a twist I didn't see coming.
A long time ago, Senri Minamisawa.
Senri Minamisawa. See, long pink hair and pigtails. All their girl had long pink hair. I'm just saying, but maybe it's not her, because, like, I had to stop myself from reaching out and grabbing her by the shoulders. How do you know about her?
That's because, well,
Kurusu paused and looked away, and then she showed me the phone in her hands.
because of this.
There was a picture on the phone. A happily smiling boy and two girls. The picture was old, but I recognized one of the girls as Kurusu and the boy as Kawahara. And there was a girl with them who had very gloomy eyes. It was without a doubt the girl whose dad I had seen in the facility, the one called Senri Minamisawa. That's right. I remember. I knew I'd heard the name Minamisawa before. It was during the culture festival. Kawahara had said, especially me and one other person. Her name was Minamisawa. She died in the earthquake, but before that, the three of us were always together. That's not exactly his voice, but you know what, whatever. Kawahara said you had a friend named Minamisawa.
That's right. When this photo was taken, the three of us always played together.
Senri Minamisawa, who had been subjected to those awful human experiments, used to be Kurusu's friend? But now she knows about the basement, so she knows.
Senri used to go to that hospital every day.
Then you... The back of my throat had gone dry and hurt terribly. And then you knew what was going on there? Kurusu bit her lip and slowly nodded. Mom, how dare you!
I was just a kid and there was nothing I could do. It was so frustrating and it made me so sad.
So, okay, Senri was going there and being treated there, but was still out and about, living her normal life. Like, they were doing experiments on her, but she wasn't a prisoner there. It was like, it'd be like if you were getting treatments, like your parents take you, and then you come home, and like, you know what I mean? Or like if you go to your therapist, but they were doing brain experiments on her. That's, okay. Kurusu looked down. Her face was twisted with pain as if she was being tortured. She was a girl with a strong sense of right and wrong. Knowing that a friend was being experimented on must have been terrible for her. Did Kurusu maybe go through the same trauma that I did?
But I'm not a kid anymore. I can't run away. I have to know the truth about what's going on. Otherwise, I can't protect anyone.
So, like, she knew they were experimenting on her, but did she know why? And is that why she kept telling us, you're just a normal boy? Because she didn't want us to know, and maybe she was suspected, but like, damn it, Kurusu, what the fuck? No, the trust has to be gone here. We're gonna keep trusting her. Like, look, we love you, no, but like, girl, the fuck? You just burned the bridge. Senri, I think, burned everything, and then she left one fucking bridge, and you just burned that. What the hell? Kurusu.
Animura, please. Tell me everything.
Was that really the right thing to do? I put Kurusu in danger before. And now I was sending her down a dangerous path again. She's doing this to herself. She's also lied to us every step of the way. I'm just saying. Holy hell. Don't white knight her. I guess we don't have a choice. Wait, Arimura! I tried to stop Arimura, but Caruso cut me off.
Listen, Takuru, I don't know who hurt you two today, but they might come back, right?
I'm the one with psychic powers. I can, but she's still trying to mom us, and we're like, what?
If I don't know what's going on, I can't do anything for you. All I can do is be afraid and helpless. I don't want that.
Fair.
So tell me everything.
It's funny, too, because, like, Sarika knows, Kazuki knows, Ito knows. We're not worried about them, but we're like, no, you can't tell Nono. You know what it is? She's just gonna stop us from, like, playing with the fire girl. Like, I don't think it's, I wonder if it's like, no, we need to protect her because she's gotten hurt, but or we think she's too delicate. Like, I wonder if he knows somewhere in his head, like, you know, that she's so overprotective because of everything she's been through, and she's like the mom, and you don't want your mom to worry. Where you might take your friends and go do dangerous shit, but you don't want your mom to know because your mom's gonna like have a heart attack worrying. She's gonna worry herself to death. Don't tell her. Whereas, like, sure, Sarika, Kazuki, let's go do some weird shit together. You know what I mean? Like, Arimura, we're like, she got psychic powers. She's fine. We trust everyone else, but we're worried about protecting Kurusu. And I don't think it's like, I'm worried about protecting her because, like, I'm the man and I have to do it. I think it's more like she's a delicate flower underneath and she's going to worry. And everybody else will, like, get in trouble. And she's just going to be the one sitting there like, oh my God, they're all getting in trouble. Also, she's going to yell at us. She's literally the mom. And we're just like, don't tell mom what we're doing. Like, we're going to get a lecture and she's just going to worry. It's so funny. And then we were like, and mom, you lied to us the whole time. Like, the fuck?
I'm so jealous.
No, it's nothing. So is it okay to tell her? Yeah. I slowly nodded. But Arimura, before we get Kurusu involved, can I ask you one thing?
Ask me?
I don't really know much about you. Honestly, I don't know if it's okay to trust you.
I see. Yeah, that makes sense.
But it doesn't seem like you're a bad person, I think. So I want to ask you.
Ask me what?
You're not, at least, you're not our enemy, right? No one I care about is gonna die because of you, right? Arimura thought for a moment as she looked at me and Kurusu in turn. And then,
well, you just saved my life back there. And I don't think it'd be right to hurt you after that. So I swear it. You both can treat me as an ally.
I see.
Oh, but I hate it when people get clingy and super friendly, so keep that in mind.
Then she smiled just a little. She's fucking adorable, too. It may have been the first time I'd seen a real smile from her. Yeah, perfect timing. I was like, we need to stop here, though, because we're almost at time, but I'm going to stop here. So, anyway, I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.